was pretty perfect timing. As it went live, I heard you crack your Coca-Cola. Well, let's do this thing.
All right.
Says, there we go. YouTube was still saying it was waiting for us. So,
all right. I'm not sure.
We should be good now.
I can't really see chat. Let's see.
Yeah.
Test it and see.
What's up, everybody? Welcome on. Welcome on. We are using different third-party streaming service today. So there's a little bit of a lag between what you're seeing on YouTube and what we're seeing on our side. It does say people are popping on, though. I see that number going up. So I'll just give you guys a second to jump in and then just comment for us real quick. That way we know that we're seeing your comments. Otherwise, I have to fix what's going on here. But we'll get that sorted fast. Let's see. Yeah, I see yours.
I don't
Good
see
afternoon, gents. There we go. Now they're coming in. Good. Okay. See you guys. What's up?
There we
what
go.
up, TV? Long time no see.
Got it.
Got Mr. E on. What's up? Sweet. So yeah, it's starting to work. Just seems like maybe just going to be a slight, maybe 3 second, 4 second lag between what you guys are seeing on YouTube and what we're seeing in real time. But that is fine. We'll make it do. So what is up, everybody? Welcome on. If you're just tuning in to our channel for the first time, my name is Chris. My co-host that's always with me,
Liam.
Mr. Liam Weisner. We started this channel a little over a year ago. We're just two vets who really love entertainment, and we were constantly talking about it, in between our regular work days and sessions and things that we were doing. And we already had the equipment because of our profession. And we were like, well, what if we just started talking about it on camera? We hit 40,000 subscribers yesterday. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and being a part of this journey with us. If you're tuning in specifically today, then you've been with us for a while or just tuning in to our rewatch of The Handmaid's Tale. I went in blind in season 6. Liam had seen everything leading up to it. It was a really fun experience, mostly because of you, the subscriber, the viewer, the person who has been going on this journey with us. And because of that, also, you voted for us to go back through it. So we just finished season 2. We just recapped, every episode as we do. And now we're going to be going live, talking with you about season 1 and season 2. So would love to hear your questions, also where you're coming in from. And I get to talk a lot, so I'm going to turn it over to Liam and see if he's got anything he'd like to say.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for the 40,000 subscribers. I didn't think we were going to hit it that quickly. I thought it was going to be a lot longer. But we also have the ability to pull some of y'all out, so you can ask your questions on camera, or you can hide from the camera and still use your voice to ask these questions as well, and we can have a conversation. Is anyone willing to do that?
I think it's a bit early for that, but we wanted to definitely use a different piece of technology that would allow us to interact with you more. I know one of the things that kind of isn't the best is that we kind of do this in a silo. It does kind of fit into our day, but it also means that we're waiting for, later that day to talk with you guys in the comments. And that's why we like doing this here live. So drop where you're coming in from in the comments below and let us know who's here so we can get this party started and really dive into season 2 and answer your questions and, dive deeper into some of the theories and kind of life philosophies that many of you bring to this. What's up, Isabel? Welcome in. You're not too late. With tech gremlins and all that it is, we're still figuring it out. But happy to have you here. We are, it's like probably, I would say about a good 3 second delay on things.
That's not too bad. Make a difference later, I'm sure.
Yeah. So as you're coming in for the first time, or maybe you're just tuning in, I said the same thing twice. maybe you're tuning in for the first time, or maybe you've been here before, but the way we like to do things is make this more of a conversation than it is just Liam and I talking to you. And so if you've got questions, if you've got something that's been burning on your mind about seasons 1 and 2 of Handmaid's Tale, maybe there was something that Liam and I had said in a previous video that you'd like to dive deeper into. I know many of you take the time in every video that we drop to really share your minds. And I really appreciate that. Like it's one thing to comment on a video. It's another thing. Some of you guys write like novels, and I really just want to say thank you. Some of you apologize for that, but I want to say it means the world to Liam and I that you take the time out of your life to do that. So thank you guys for doing that. And go ahead and drop your first question about season 2 below. And then we will, if we don't get one, of course, we will present one for you. But I want you guys to know that this is you're driving this train. We're here for you. What do you got?
I'll be right back. I actually forgot something. I'm going to bring it in by you.
Well, why don't you just bring it in by you? What's up, Karen? Welcome on. Welcome on. So there was a lot of controversy, I would say, especially in our comment section, leading into season 2. Many of you reached out in the comment section and let me specifically know, because Liam's already watched, that basically forego logic and allow this to be an experience, because some of the decisions that June's going to be making is going to be more plot armor than anything else. So sometimes Liam makes the craziest decisions, and I don't understand him, but it's okay. He brought it to me instead of bringing it into his office. But we're here. We're back. One of the great things about this podcast is we are so totally opposite that we have such varying views on things that it adds to that. So do you guys as well. So like I was mentioning, many of you had said to me specifically to kind of remove logic and be ready to install plot armor. But not everyone believes that. Not everyone thinks that way. Matter of fact, there are some people also in the comment section who have spoken up in the opposite of that. And so I'm not here to stir the pot or create controversy, but I really do love a good discussion. And so I would love to hear, what are your takes on June in seasons 1 and 2, especially the end of season 2, and the decisions that she's making? Maybe you're a parent, maybe you're not, maybe you've been through a traumatic experience, maybe you haven't, but I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts about the way June's operating and the decisions she's making? Love to hear about it. Welcome on, Karen.
I still think she made the right decision staying home or staying in Gilead. She has Emily to take the baby.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
She's close to the Hannah while in Gilead.
I've heard that. And if we were to look at solely where June's been so far in the series up to season 2, and we look at the experiences that she's had, she already knows, based on her I guess experience. Sorry, I was reading a comment, so I got distracted. Her experience, that it's not easy to escape Gilead. Matter of fact, she got all the way to almost being out in that plane and then got caught. So my biggest concern, and the thing that I think would be in the back of my mind, is that there's no guarantee that Emily gets out. There's no guarantee that this new escape temp number 2 over here, is even going to work. And so what you're doing, in my mind, is that instead of ensuring the safety of one child, you're sacrificing the safety of 2. And that's why I struggle so much. Because, yeah, in your eyes, I get that she's handing her off to Emily, and Emily is somebody that they have a bond together. But there's nothing saying that Emily's not going to get caught, and there's nothing saying that Emily wouldn't do everything she possibly had to preserve her own life over some random baby that has no bond to her. So,
well, there's nothing saying that June wouldn't get caught if she left with Emily also.
But
Or
she is in. So in my mind, there is a very clear line between giving up to chance that this baby goes to safety and then putting your own life on the line to ensure it. And I think for me, that's the defining factor. Like giving the baby away to Emily wouldn't be satisfying enough to me to know that my baby was safe and it was going to be well taken care of and get to safety. Like that would not be enough for me. I would have to see that through personally, especially because the only thing I really know about Emily is that, you know, she's also a handmaid and she's been through hell, but I don't know anything else about her. So it'd be hard for me, but I think you and I have already talked about this ourselves enough. I want to hear what everyone else has to say about it. Mr. E thinks June did the right thing, giving that her daughter was still stuck there. Yeah, I mean, I agree that having Hannah there is a big factor and that would weigh heavily. But you're giving up one child to go save another. And in that case, you have no guarantee that either one's going to be safe. That would be a hard pill. Agreed. How will she even know her baby is safe? That's my big thing. I absolutely agree. As a mother, I'd like to keep one safe and go back to keep the other. Period. Yeah, and Isabel, I agree with you on this, but we also had another viewer who commented that that's more of like a movie Hollywood approach to that scenario, where being able to go back in and save her and be like the heroine is unrealistic. And I heard that and I was like, okay, I can see how that could be very, you know, glorified, a very Hollywood like perception. But if we look at what we've been given so far with the established connection of Marthas that are working against Gilead, with Mayday, with Nick on the inside, with all the things that June really does have going for her, I struggle with her not having the resources and the assets and the drive to actually go back in there and do something. Would it be immediate? Like, would she actually be able to like spearhead through Gilead and get straight to Hannah?
you lost your mic. We can't hear you.
I tap mute. But what I think she would be able to do is unite with America and use her knowledge and the fact that she has people on the inside to actually dismantle Gilead faster. But I know what Liam's going to say. June doesn't have military, training like we do, and so it's harder to think that way. And so I just wanted to know, it seems like everybody is either she did the right thing because it's hard for her to give up Hannah, or she did the right thing, or she did the wrong. It's either agree or disagree, but no one's really giving full opinion on why. So,
well, let's go ahead and because we don't understand the additional thoughts behind it, such as does she value Hannah more because Hannah was made truly out of love?
You don't have any kids, so it's a hard thing to say. Do you care about one child over another? It's blood is blood, bond is bond, family is family. And I think it's even more. And for every mother on here, please speak, because I would think, and I don't know, but I would think that if you gave birth to someone, that bond is deep, and you would feel that. It'd be hard to give up that baby, especially Nicole, who was a newborn. I wonder if it's just StreamYard or if we really have such little comments on this one. Hey guys, we are live so that we can interact with you. So if you're not commenting and interacting, we could just shoot another video by ourselves. So just saying, if it's no different than doing it alone, we'll just do it alone. Let us know what you're thinking. We're here for you.
I'll go live.
All right.
Here we go.
Trying to.
How do I do it?
I believe I have to invite you.
It really would be impossible to make that decision if you think about it. So she did the best she could.
100%. And we're armchair quarterbacks at this point, right? We're picking it apart from the sideline. And therefore we always have to keep that. I keep that in the back of my mind too as I talk about these things. Because I'm not the one experiencing it. I think I have to give you a link. That's what it's saying to me. Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's that she has more history with Hannah. I don't know. That's where I was going with that question that I asked. Is maybe she feels more for Hannah than Nicole or Holly, depending on how you think about it.
No, that just shows your comment. It'll allow me to share a bunch of stuff with you, but the only thing it lets me do is send you a link. But then if I send you this link and you're done talking on screen and I kick you out of the and I remove you, it won't let you back in. And I don't want to do that to you. Because I know just from doing this in the past that we've had people be removed permanently. So okay. I haven't used StreamYard in probably over a year. Probably even longer. Not really sure, but we can just keep talking for now while I figure this out.
Growing pains.
Yeah. I want to know, when you were watching season 2 and you were introduced to Commander Lawrence, what did you think of him?
I can't remember how I felt about him the first time. It's been years since I saw that. This time going into it, I was just excited to see Commander Lawrence again because he is absolutely nothing like the other ones.
Who's this nut job? Yeah. He gave me creeper vibes for sure when I first got introduced to him.
Even with knowing what you knew in season 6?
No. Like I mentioned in our video about being introduced to Lawrence, I removed that from my mind so that I could have a fresh experience of him.
I'm not sure if I can do that.
I guess there's some blessings to have a TBI, right? You forget shit pretty easy.
He was a big change, but I loved him.
Yeah, he's a refreshing character, and he becomes, I mean, in season 6, I was introduced to him, and he was one of my favorite characters very quickly. And mainly because by that point, he's very clearly not like the rest.
Well, season 6, seeing Commander Lawrence, I was actually disappointed with him in season 6. Yeah, his character's great, but I was disappointed with his actions because I felt like it was a huge change from what you're about to see going into everything.
Yeah.
Will you go lay down?
I think we have some questions above that we missed. Isabel asked for a man's perspective on Nick. I think you have to give a little bit more context than that, because right now, if I were to diagnose him, I would say that he's feeling a lot of guilt. But what do you mean? Weren't sure which direction his character would go.
I think he's torn between two worlds. Because, yeah, he doesn't agree with a lot of shit that happens in Gilead. At the same time, he's trying to stay sane and keep moving forward and living.
Yeah, I mean, he's introduced, like, when he's first introduced to you, you know he's not a good man based on the knowledge of creating the colonies, right? Like, so he does have a capacity for evil doing, whether it's through his direct actions or through machinations of his design.
Oh, you're talking about Lawrence, not Nick.
Yeah, no, we're still talking about Lawrence.
Oh, I was talking about Nick.
I was waiting for her to give me more context on Nick, so I was going back to Lawrence.
Okay.
But at the same time, you start to realize very quickly with Lawrence that he doesn't subscribe to the same dogma that they do, the same Gilead, rules and regulations and belief systems. Just based on the music he chooses, the art he chooses, the way he chooses to live and speak, that his house is not well kept like everyone else. He's not hiding. I think the best way to describe him is once you enter his home, he's not hiding behind the curtain. Like everyone else is Wizard of Oz, don't look behind the curtain. I'm all powerful. Like, don't see what I'm really doing. Where Lawrence is kind of like, once you're in his house, he doesn't care. As long as you're amongst his people. I'm sure he would care if another commander came in and he would try to keep appearances.
That's probably why you picked Aunt Lydia out so quickly.
Yeah. But once it's him alone in his home, we don't get the same posturing that we get with Fred and with Serena. Like, it's very different. And I think that's very immediate, very quickly. Let's see. Let's go back.
So when you say Waterford and Serena, are you referring to Fred and Serena?
That would be my take. And those that love his character are looking.
Because they're both the Waterfords.
Okay, so Isabel, am I correct in thinking or in reading that there's perspective online that sees Nick in a certain light because people are looking for a love story amongst the chaos that is, but that kind of skews how people look at him because he's more evil than others would say. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no!
Oh no, you're saying he's selfless later. So are you one of the people who are looking for the love story? I'm confused. It would be easier just to pull you out if I could get that to work.
I've got no controls because I'm not logged in. I'm just a guest. So I can't even look.
Not looking for the love. Okay, so you were talking about just people online. Got it. Yeah, it's hard because the way that comments are delayed and broken. So I'm just trying to figure out. You mentioned earlier.
But this last episode, I was so happy we got Rita back to the Rita that I remember. I forgot how reserved and hidden away her true self was. And I didn't realize it went on this long, to be honest. I feel like she finally broke free and is the Rita that I remember. I can't wait for season 3, episode 1. Gotta wait to watch that again.
Yeah. I think that this particular season started off really fun for me. We got introduced to the idea of the colonies. We've got more Emily. We got Janine coming back. We got introduced to Nicole. We got to see Nick interact with his baby for the first time. There were some really great things about this season. Can you guys answer this for me without spoiling it? Does every season end with a failed escape attempt? maybe the question is inherently in itself will create a spoil. But I kind of feel like there's a pattern going on here. And if it is true, okay, it isn't. Okay. Because I'm like, if there really is a pattern going on here that I'm suspicious of, and that these writers are doing something that I hate, then I am not going to be happy by the end of season 3. However, I keep my open mind. I keep an open mind.
I've got a question for you guys. When we're going through watching this stuff, are there certain moments when you're watching that you're like, ooh, I hope Chris or Liam talks about this, or I can't wait to hear their take on what they think is going to happen because you already know what's going to happen and all this stuff. Do you guys approach the episodes when you're rewatching them again like that?
You're in for a ride. I'm here for it.
I can't remember which season 3 was about specifically because they seem to be pretty themed. And I can't talk about which one was next because Chris is here and I don't want to ruin it. We usually go in a whole other direction. What do you mean? I'd love to hear more about that. And can you give us an example?
The delay in the chat is really slowing things down.
Yeah, that part's no fun. I'm also watching the live chat on YouTube as well. That's what I'm looking at instead of looking at the chat on here.
Let's see. Oh, I'm opening up my video editor.
Yeah, sometimes we get stuck on a tangent, and when I'm editing, I always realize there are things that I wanted to talk about, but just forgot because we went in a whole nother direction. We never know where each episode's going to go. We're just literally having an organic conversation about the show with just some notes that I take to keep the scenes in check, in order. Because I know for sure when I'm watching the episodes, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I forgot about this. Ooh, I can't wait to ask Chris about this thing. What he thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's entertaining, but that's why I'm fully in the comments. So a win for you guys.
I don't know. I feel like we did circle back to Eden in that episode, but what do you? So I guess I'm curious then for future episodes. What do you feel was missing from our conversation about Eden? Because if I remember correctly, and memory is definitely not my best, strongest asset. But I watched the episode like that morning, so I won't forget. But I do remember us circling back and chatting about the significance of that death. I think I remember wanting to mention the importance, like how love overcame Gilead, like the Gilead belief system.
Pretty sure you mentioned that.
Yeah, I thought we did. I thought we did circle back. We did spend some time on the breastfeeding, only because my mind is very sci-fi fantasy based. Hence, that's my favorite genres to be in and watch and review. So when I see dystopian crazy things like Gilead, I kind of think to myself, well, what would stop them from just going one step further? Which you guys are always very, very clear on, that this is based on historic events that have happened in life, not fantasy. So it does bring me back, and I get to refocus and get back into what we're talking about. But yeah, just, I thought we did. So
videography more of a deep dive.
I think. Are you talking like a scene for scene, like full like episode review? Because like where we break down like the scene itself and everything that's happening in it.
That would take hours.
Yeah, that would be a very long process. And there are people out there, channels out there that do an amazing job at pulling apart every Easter egg and every, hidden thing and really picking things apart. We always wanted to be more conversational, more of just what you would get if you and your friends were talking.
And as it is, that process from watching the episode to filming to recording is probably 4 to 6 hours of work. And that's almost an every day of the week thing.
Yeah. Oh, no, I appreciate it, Isabel. Anytime we can get feedback on the channel and what we're delivering, and especially from someone who's so dedicated to watching and sharing your opinion, that means a lot to us. So thank you for taking that time. We definitely take all feedback in and adjust if we see according.
So let's talk about it. What did you want to hear our opinion based on the drowning? What did you want us to discuss around that? Because it seems like you're looking for a specific question to ask us about that scene. Is there something you really want to know about our take on it?
I truly felt bad for her, to be honest. And I said that from the moment we met her leading in, because of the way she was brought up. She was like a puppy, just looking for attention, seeking it anywhere. And when Nick wasn't going to give it to her, as soon as Nick wasn't going to give it to her, I said she's going to get it somewhere else. And unfortunately, in Gilead, that's death. So I knew that she wasn't going to make it to season 3. I had that inkling in my mind already. The drowning bit, the death by drowning, and then actually seeing the weights that were already at the bottom of the pool from previous times, and just the weight of that whole scene, it's heavy. Is that what you're looking for? More of us diving into like the weight of the scene, the reactions of the people? Because
it's weird because that was the first time we saw someone get killed in that fashion, isn't it?
Yes, that was the first time we saw drowning. We've seen hanging, stoning.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen other forms of execution and other forms of maiming, but that's the first time we've seen death by drowning.
It felt very much like Drown the Witch.
Yeah. Okay, I appreciate that, Isabel. We'll keep that in mind.
Nick looked like he did want to say something while he was in the bleachers, though. But he's in an impossible situation, too. Mm-hmm. He does good, he gets killed. They're in a society where if you don't go by the letter of their beliefs, you're the outcast, and the outcast gets killed or imprisoned.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm going to talk about real quick is you're talking about her parents in the bleachers. So this last episode where we found out that her dad had turned her in, ooh, that had my skin crawling. I was so pissed off. I'm not a father, so I can't comprehend, but at the same time, I would like to think that most people would never do that, even with their beliefs.
That's not true.
With religion.
Religion is an overriding factor, brother. I've lived in the South for many years, and there are people who will disown their blood because they don't believe the same thing they believe. 100%. Religion, politics, they're a reason people don't talk about them at dinner tables, man, because they will split up a family. And it's really unfortunate because much like you and I, we have very different beliefs and things that we're very different people, but yet we can still find common ground. And I think everybody should be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, It was terrible with Eden, but I guess it has to show that we will hold everyone accountable except for commanders. Yeah, Mr. E, right, dude. Like that's the one thing Gilead is very good at is do as I say, not as I do. Right? Everyone gets held accountable, but those commanders.
Oh, the one commander lost his hand, but that was only because it was public facing.
Right, public facing. Yeah, we talked about that in last episode too. It isn't if it does come up, it's always the other person, not them. And then they try to find a way to mitigate it. So they take off his hand, and now he's right back to a high-ranking position. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be a choice of yours, right? It could be their choice too, Isabel. It just happens.
I had Jehovah's Witnesses at my door the other day. They said I was a very pleasant person.
Doesn't have to be your choice. I think people can do evil things and they can choose righteous causes, and religion is just one of them, right? It's just, we could remove religion and put in a bunch of different words there and evil happens. We just have historically a lot of examples with religion involved.
I think that's just the excuse they allow themselves to do those things. Because I'm doing here, it's okay.
He already has a child, and I think that so we're talking about Walter, who gets his hand taken, right? And he has already proved he already is of commander rank and has, I guess I won't really call it a nuclear family, but he has like a baby and a wife, right? So he has standing, and he already has like that front facing, like we are the example of Gilead. So I don't think they're just going to wash that away. It's harder to replace that guy than it is to just kind of like maim him and keep him. Plus now they own him, right? He's a weasel. He's not very backbone. Like the character himself is not represented to be very courageous or strong. And so they own him now, right? They can get him to do what they want. And that's one thing that if you keep in mind when, like, for me personally, I keep in mind when I'm looking at the commanders in Gilead is it's everything has to do with power, right? How can I maintain power? How can I grow in power? How can I be perceived in power? And so when I look at them through that lens, it's very, it becomes much easier to understand like their next decision. Yeah, total douche. Most of them are. Some of them are just heinous, but most of them are just cowardice douches.
They're given permission in Gilead to pursue the darker natures that people have.
Right. Yeah, hidden behind the false flag of Gilead. Which, we get introduced to that in season 1 with Fred when he, turns the blind eye to Jezebel's, right? Because everyone's got needs, but it's completely against their doctrine. So they set the precedent for that early. That
the very thing that Eden got killed for.
Yeah, they're willing to do themselves. Yep. Well, that's the thing. Is Jezebel is full of men cheating on their wives, not women cheating on their husbands.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this patriarchal society of Gilead, men have all the control, have all the power. So that's why they're operating in such a way. Feels like the chat died right back down. Let's change up the subject. What other things happened in season 1 and 2 we can chat about? Or that are on the burning in your minds? Yep. That's the Gilead way, Isabel. Yeah. Unfortunately, I got to see that hypocrisy growing up firsthand. So this, to me, is just more par for the course. And Hollywood definitely glorifies it, right? And amplifies it. I mean, everything is scripted and dramatized so that we can get the most emotion from the person viewing it. Which I would say Handmaid's Tale does a very good job driving up emotion. But I'm most words became hard. Rolling into season 3, I am really excited to really get to flesh out more of Commander Lawrence's character. I want to see how Aunt Lydia bounces back because, as I've mentioned many, many times, although she's still a villain, she is one of my favorite characters in this show. And I want to see how she bounces back, how that story progresses. My big thing, knowing how it ends and now knowing kind of some more of the backstory leading up to it, I really am excited to really kind of just finish bridging those gaps and seeing where everything kind of comes together. Because in my mind, I have thoughts, I have theories, I have ideas, but I don't have all the I don't have all the content. I don't have the full picture. I mean, there was a time just earlier this season where I was talking about how I believe that Serena wouldn't give up Nicole to June because I had forgotten that in season 6, the baby that Serena has is not Nicole. It is a completely different baby. I just have not been introduced to how that happens yet. And so my mind had forgotten about it. But then when I thought about it some more, I'm like, oh, wait.
Don't tell him a thing.
June has both those baby, or June has her baby, and Serena has another one. And so now I'm interested to figure out where that baby actually came from. Because guys, if you didn't know, I got a TBI while I was in Afghanistan, so my memory is not very good. So like I'm like watching it again for the first time sometimes, and it's kind of fun. It's also why I will, forget things pretty easily. But I really am going to enjoy putting all these pieces together, and that's what it's fun about, like fun.
So I got a question for y'all. Aunt Lydia. So I remember first time I saw this, I thought they changed Aunt Lydia's character up, but a few seasons in, I don't know whether it's season 3 or 4, but in one of those 2 seasons, she is just way skinnier. And I thought it was a completely different actress. Is it going to be season 3 that she lost the weight? It has nothing to do with the series. It's just in her life, she lost the weight.
I'm curious.
I know it's the same actress, but
where is it banned?
Really? I didn't know it was banned in Canada.
It's only banned in certain provinces of Canada. Edmonton. It's also banned in the United States. Florida as of 2024. Idaho as of 2025. They're saying that it's harmful to minors, the material inside these. So it's only banned from schools and public libraries. It's not banned from being sold at like a Barnes and Nobles. So school districts and public libraries cannot carry it in Florida and Idaho in the United States because of deep religious themes, political overtones, and human sexuality and sexual violence, which I get. You don't want minors reading that. That's fine. But I don't think you should stop somebody who is 18 from educating themselves. That's weird. But apparently in Edmonton, Canada, you cannot even get it.
So is 1984 banned also?
I can get that on Audible right now. I don't know. Listen, I'm doing a quick Google search. I by no means am I like the law. Like do your own quick research too. But that's what I'm just seeing on a quick, Google search. We also have Texas, Kansas, and Oregon, which is, Florida is one of the wildest states I've ever been to. Like they are truly wild there. So I don't know why they would ban it. Like crazy. I get the schools. I get schools. I do. You don't want to introduce this kind of stuff to minors and have their heads going in places they don't want to go. But at some point, educating people is a good thing. Anyway.
But I'm looking up 1984, and as you're talking about Florida, it says bans and challenges in the U.S. Pro-communism accusations. 1981, the book was challenged in Jackson County, Florida, for being considered pro-communism.
Oh, I guess
it's got nothing to do with that.
Florida, people in Florida live wild, but are super restrictive on what they're allowed to educate themselves on, I guess. Because 1984, George Orwell, the dystopian future, that book is banned in Florida.
It was considered pro-communism there. It was challenged in Jackson County, but I guess it didn't pass. But Iowa recently banned it in 2023. Iowa law aimed at banning books with sex acts temporarily ensnared 1984 was later blocked by a federal judge who noted its undeniable political, artistic, literary, and scientific value. So they reversed it. But so far, the only places I'm seeing really that it's completely banned is Soviet Union and the Eastern Bloc, it said. And then,
well, it makes sense in like a true communist country to have media regulated like that. We know, but we're America, like land of the free, right? We're supposed to be able to read whatever the hell we want.
You guys got me going down a weird rabbit hole that has nothing to do with what we're talking about anymore.
Yeah, we'll pull you back out. Pull them out by the ears. We got them. Yeah, we're about.
You put it on your reading list.
Yeah.
1984 is a great book.
It is. Liam and I are big readers. We love to read. We're authors too. We've written several books.
I've got one of them in front of us. Under
one. No, yeah, the military one.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, not sorry. That's my favorite line.
Chris just finished writing a book in Texas.
Say again?
I said Chris just finished writing a book in Texas.
I wasn't in Texas though.
Not Texas, Mexico.
Yeah, when we were in Mexico.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. It actually goes live on Amazon on the 22nd, I believe. I'll look it up real quick. It's right now. It's going through final review with Amazon, and then they will officially publish it September 22nd. Yep, I was right. But I'm going to start doing. I prefer to have people just buy it directly from me because then I can get it to them for free, and all I have to do is pay shipping rather than all the rigmarole. Plus, I can throw in cool bonuses. So I just have people buy it from me. But yeah.
Tell us about Mexico and link your book so that we can support you guys.
Yeah. So pre-orders are actually going to start Monday. And so I'll drop a link for you guys then. So Mexico was an absolute blast. Before COVID and all of that, one of the things that I did for a career is I traveled around the world doing private, experiential masterminds is how I would call them. We did some in the States, some in Canada, some in Mexico, some in Bali. We were all over the place doing them. And what they're usually for entrepreneurs. They were the main people that we would bring into these. But really for anybody who's looking for personal growth could benefit. And we would take them on these 3-day retreats. Really, we call them masterminds because everyone's coming together and collectively learning and growing. But they're really like a retreat, like a vacation. Really, it's an all-inclusive vacation wrapped in a retreat. It's what it is. But we take people down, and we have people who are subject matter experts. I do personal growth. Liam's does AI. We have people who are videographers. We have people who are YouTube marketing experts. We have people all different niches. People who are in real estate. It doesn't matter. We bring them all. And we just do breakout sessions, strategy sessions. We have awesome meals, workouts on the beach. It's like a true retreat where you get to learn and grow and overcome some of, like, my big thing is overcoming the limiting beliefs and the sabotage that you have. For me personally, the committee in my head that's always trying to stop me from doing the things I need to do. I helped a lot of people, and that's my big thing, is I help them in Mexico overcome that, so they can actually get to the success they're looking for.
Including myself.
Yeah, Liam's been a big component with working. He's my guinea pig. I'm just kidding. But no, he's been through it. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun and a lot of growth. The guys that went, it was all men on this last one. And the gentlemen that were there with us, they are already tearing on fire, reaching out to us, talking about the exciting things. We have a gentleman who's just moved into a new home. Like, things are on fire for them. They're just taking off, and it's great to see. We're doing another one first weekend of November. More people, larger house, just more stuff. But when all that stuff becomes available, I will make sure that it's available for you. No, it doesn't. I don't know what you're referring to. I talked too long.
And the delay doesn't help.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to give Paulina a chance to elaborate and answer her questions as well. But yeah, I do have an appointment with the gym in 9 minutes. So I do got to get going here shortly.
Well, I brought in that thing, so I don't know if you want to do that. Make sure the caveats included US only.
Yeah. While Paulina does that, do you want to pull up the wheel and throw in the names, and we can get ready to do that while I talk about it? So one of our channel sponsors, one of the amazing companies that support us in what we do here, is a company called Silverhawk. And now we'll put it up in front of the camera so you can see it. It's reversed, so there you go. This is one of the smaller bottles. They were sitting on the table when we were talking for most of season 2. And so what we want to do is we want to give one of these away to one of our amazing viewers, one of you who have stuck with us all the way to the end of this live. We did it on the last one, and we had an amazing person win, but they were in Canada. And so I just want to be really clear. In order to win the bottle itself, you have to be in the United States, because it is not wine. It is hemp-infused, THC-infused wine. So there's not alcohol in it. It's THC. It tastes really good ice cold. We drank some on the last live. Unfortunately, today I do have to go to the gym in like 9 minutes, so I didn't drink any today. But it is really good. I've had it a couple of times now. And we are going to be giving this away to one lucky winner here tonight. If you are not interested in anything THC infused, or you live outside of the United States, you can still win. It will just be a gift card instead of a bottle.
Okay. Thank you for that, Mr. E. Taking you off. So if you're still here watching, go ahead, put 1 in the comments so I know to add your name. I guess a T is close enough.
Oh, okay. So I think the comments before. So we had one person who answered you about Aunt Lydia, and then Paulina was talking in reference to the amount of episodes that we put out a week. So Paulina, just for reference, we do 2 Handmaids episodes a week, and as Liam mentioned, that's like 4 to 6 hours of editing per video. But we're also reviewing shows that are airing in real time. We do Alien Earth every Tuesday. We do Foundation every Friday. We were doing Institute every Monday. That just ended last week. So like we do 4 or 5 videos a week, which is why we cannot do any more than 2 Handmaids episodes a week. We already have a pretty full schedule of other things that we review on the channel. Plus, we run a business. Plus, I have the kids and other things. So it would be too much to try to fit in more than 2 in a week. So that's why we do 2, just as a bit of clarity. We've had others kind of mention they would like us to go a little bit faster as well, and it's just not possible.
Not and keep our sanity. So we only have 2 names.
It says we have 14 people watching live, according to the little thing at the bottom right now, which is pretty good for us. We went researching on Google in the middle of a live. Usually you lose everybody at that point. So glad you guys stuck out with us to the end. You deserve to win.
Yes. I'm just looking for more names. All right. So let's share the screen if I can. Can I do that? Share screen. Don't show these tips. There we go. We got 2 names here.
I can't see it.
No?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Just slow.
Aaron or Isabel? One of you going to win. Appreciate you both sticking out all the way to the end, too. Especially since we went down that Google route. Isabel!
Oh, it still says gift card. Whoops.
That's okay. I think, Isabel, do you live in Canada or are you U.S.? Because you mentioned Canada earlier, like you knew from personal experience. So you may be one of our Canada viewers. I'm not 100% sure. I know Meg's is because she won last time, and I sent her a gift card instead.
Is it based off the same book?
California. You're right next door to us.
Oh, yeah. She's good.
Yeah. All right. So we will have that shipped out to you. What I would say is that I will drop you need my email. You just email me your address and I'll ship it to you. I love it.
Love to hear it.
What other social medias do you have? Because you can't message someone on YouTube. So if you have like a Facebook or an Instagram, I could just message you through my profile there, get your address, and then send it right out to you. I just don't want you. Insta? Perfect. I will have you go to and just let me do this real quick and grab it.
You manifested that?
All right. I just dropped my Instagram handle into the chat. Just shoot me a message on Instagram. Let me know it's you. I'll get it sent out to you ASAP. I love it. Celebrate those wins. Perfect. All right, really appreciate everyone being here. It looks like the number's still going up, even though we're closing out. So if you're just tuning in here at the very end of the live, go ahead and catch it from the beginning as soon as it uploads here to YouTube. Really appreciate everyone who tuned in, everyone who shared in the comments. That's really what this is about. Liam and I could be talking heads all day in our studio. We've got all the equipment we need, but jumping in here and really getting to chat with you and hear your opinions and your takes and how you feel. And answer your questions in real time and punch my mic a bunch is really a lot of fun. And so thank you guys for being here. And drop below. Liam and I are seriously thinking about turning the studio itself into live. So we would be doing every episode, no matter what we're doing, live. And as you can tell, it'd be a lot more from the cuff, a lot more a lot more, messing up. But that's just natural in what we do. So we're human. But let us know. Would you rather us do it live, or do you like being able to tune in and watch it at your leisure when we drop them? So Would love to hear your opinions below. But until then, I got to go. The gym is calling. Appreciate you all. And Isabel, we'll get that out to you as soon as we can. We'll talk soon. Later.
Bye.